Shout out to Dane. Dane, thanks for being here. He says, what is your take on how we should move forward as Christians while the government subverts the will of the people by keeping the government shut down? I think I would have to grant the presupposition that the government is subverting the will of the people, which I don't know if I grant you that.
What's the saying? Don't attribute to malice what can be attributed to incompetence.
Yeah. So I think foundationally we would have a disagreement on, I don't know if the government's trying to subvert the will of the people. And this is what I mean. 60% of our budget goes to entitlement programs. 60%. Think about that for a second. 60%.
That's insane.
60%. One can argue we're already a socialistic nation.
Yeah, we're already entitled.
So whether you're talking welfare programs, whether you're talking cash aid, whether you're talking EBT, whether you're talking Social Security, whatever, and I understand we pay into some of those programs, specifically Social Security. I don't know if that's sustainable. 60% going into entitlement programs. That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, the issue with that is that we're not all coming together and saying, hey, we're all willing to pay 40% of our income.
Yeah, hello.
To get healthcare and these programs. That's not what's happening. So real quick, pull up the numbers. I want to say it's like 70%, meaning the top 10% of earners pay like 70% of the taxes.
Based on the most recent IRS data from the 2022 tax year, the top 10%, so if you're in the top 10% of taxpayers, paid 72 of all federal income taxes. So we tax the rich. So if you're in the bottom 90%,
you're paying 28% of the taxes.
You're only making up 28% of the... So you're not making the rich richer, essentially.
And so let's see. So the top 10% of earners, you know what that number is? It's $148,000 a year. So if you're making over $148,000 a year, you are paying into the top 72. You're paying 72% of all the taxes, federal taxes.
That's relatively moderate too. But it makes sense.
Yeah. So if you're making under that, you're paying 29. So to this notion that like we're getting in the will of the people, and I understand what you're saying. I just think that I don't know if this is a sustainable model, because brain drain is a thing and wealth flight is a thing.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. This is going to sound crazy. It's going to sound crazy, especially to you.
Okay.
I have never in my life thought about moving out of California in a serious way.
That is crazy.
And then I got a tax bill this year.
Wow.
And then I was watching an interview with Ron DeSantis, and guess what taxes they want to get rid of on top of their state income taxes? They don't have state income tax in Florida.
Property tax.
Property taxes.
Yeah.
So I'm not there yet, but if California keeps wilding, maybe when my kids graduate high school,
they call it the free state. Florida
might start to sound much more appealing.
Yeah.
The issue with this whole idea of the government, and I'm going to connect this to the government shutdown. But this idea that like the government is just going to keep taxing and taxing and taxing and taxing and taxing wealthier people.
Yeah.
That's not render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, Jesus speak. They were paying 5% taxes under Roman occupation, dog.
Yeah.
Under Roman occupation.
The oppressors of the biblical time.
Of the Jews.
They were like, oh, wow, they're such a big oppressor.
Yeah, 5%.
We'd be like, that's a free state.
Yes. And so when you're pushing for the people that are doing the innovation, creating the jobs, pushing stuff forward, spending the most in the economy, spending the most on taxes, when those people are being pushed forward to pay almost all of the taxes, 72% of the taxes, you want to look at, those numbers are crazy. And so what happens is people, the brain drain is a thing, meaning the smartest people will leave the states to tax them or leave the countries.
Yeah.
And wealth flight is a thing. They will leave. They will go to Puerto Rico. They will go to Monaco. They will go to Dubai.
Yeah.
They will go to these other places that they're like, yeah, like my dollar is going to go further here. I don't got to deal with all this crazy stuff. And so right now, the saving grace for me being in California is our property taxes are stable. What I bought my house for, my property taxes will always remain that amount that I paid for my house.
Yes.
Texas, Florida, it's not that. But if Florida wipes out property taxes forever and you can actually own your property, and I don't like Florida real estate in general because all the flooding and all that weird stuff.
You're just living in a swampland.
Yeah, you're living in a swampland.
Your house is sinking.
Yeah. I don't like that anyway. But yeah, I think it's crazy. Property taxes in Texas are as much as being charged income taxes in California. Correct.
Exactly. That's where they're making up their money.
That's where they're making up their money.
Yeah.
So bringing it to the whole government shutdown thing, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with folks on the right saying, yeah, we're not giving you more stuff.
Yeah.
We're not giving you more compromise.
Mm-hmm.
We're already taxing the people that generate the most amount of value. We're already taxing them exorbitant amounts.
Goodness gracious.
And I'm not talking about the billionaires. Stop thinking about the billionaires. The
Yeah.
billionaires are the exception to the rule because the billionaires, I have to break this down for people, it's exhausting. The billionaires don't make their money off their incomes. They make their money off their assets. Then they borrow against their assets. That's the loophole of not being able to pay, whatever, Elon Musk's tax rate being 5%.
Yeah.
It's not on his income. The issue is the top 10% of people that are making 150, 250, 350, 450, 500K a year. Those are the people that actually have strong incomes. Those are the people that are getting bogged down the most.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants Elon Musk to pay 1%. It's just that the fact that's how our tax code is.
Yeah.
What did you find?
So if we were looking at 10%, makes up 72% of the paid income taxes. 1% of taxpayers paid 40%. So if you take 10% of that 10%, that 1% is paying up a large majority. Like it's not a majority as far as percentage, but if you look at which percent of the population is doing the most amount of lifting, because some people would argue that $150,000 is the new middle class.
Yeah.
Right. So that 10% would technically, to some people, would still fall into that range of like, this is what we're talking about. They're taxing the middle class and they're making up 70% of the thing. But if you make it even smaller, 1% which is incomes of $663,000 per year or more, is making up 40%. I think that's pretty telling.
Yeah, well it's not telling though, because most people are like, oh, I don't make 150K a year, so who cares? And it's like, that has a ripple effect. I'm telling you that when look at what's happening, everyone leaving New York, going to Florida, everyone leaving California, not everyone, but wealthy people leaving. And by the way, the crazy part about all this is like there was no federal income tax prior to 110 years ago.
10%
so
pays
20%,
72%, 20% pays 87%, so it goes up like 13 percent points.
So what is the top 20% of earners in the United? What is that income?
Oh, what is that income? Let's see.
I'm guessing it's probably 90. That's crazy. So it's 130.
Yeah, top 10% is 170.
Top 10, 20, and 130. I don't. This in California, this is middle class. A little.
It is. Yeah.
This is you're not. That's not a lot in California. Maybe in Idaho or somewhere else, it's you can live really comfortably. This isn't sustainable. This isn't sustainable. So
yeah, because you're the tax code when you think you're hitting the Elon Musks and Bezos are actually hitting the people that started a business and they're profiting well off of it, and it's employing 15 people, 10, 15 people, right?
Yeah, that would that income is like the entrepreneur that makes 130 that employs a handful of people.
Exactly. Yes, like it's not so you're actually hitting someone that's like, oh man, I'm trying to create jobs and I just have a moderate lifestyle, because the businesses are protected by LLCs and stock options and they pull out loans to
Elon, Tim Cook, those guys take a lot of their income through stock.
Yes.
They get stock, they borrow against the stock because it's an asset, and then they don't pay any taxes on it because it's an asset.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
That's crazy.
This idea that we're just going to keep taxing the rich without fixing whatever loopholes they're using, I'm telling you, it's not sustainable. So government shutdown might be good. I mean, it sucks. It's horrifying trying to fly. And like, is the TSA feeling okay? Is the air traffic controllers feeling okay?
Yikes.
What's going on? That's horrifying.
Yeah.
But some of this, like, they got to work through this process and figure it out. Again, for something that was not a thing 110 years ago. We didn't have federal taxes. Federal income tax. We did not have those 110 years ago. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you liked it, then hit the like button. If you liked it a lot and have a thought to share, leave a comment. If you are listening to this on the podcast app, make sure to leave a review, and you could even leave a comment over there. And if you want to watch another video that is recommended just for you, hit this video over here. Let me know if they nailed it. Also, you can partner with us monthly, which helps us out a lot in our monthly community. Get access to early drops and all that kind of good stuff over here. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.